You know, I hate the ancient Greeks. And it's for one reason and one reason only: jealousy. They came up with all of the best ideas. They made all of the best discoveries thousands of years ago before anybody else had the chance. Geometry, they had that covered. Philosophy, they were all over that. Physics, well, they kind of screwed up on physics, but you know, you can't win them all. One of the things that they were best at, though, was the power of persuasion. Remember, Athens was a democracy, so the politicians and the leaders had to sell people on their ideas. Now, because of this, the Greeks made a science out of persuasion, and they came up with 3 different and distinct ways that human beings can be persuaded. One of the things I love about these 3 ideas is that we can incorporate them into stories. In fact, stories are probably the ultimate vehicle to be able to use all 3 of these techniques at once. So here they are. Number 1 is logos, or logic. Having a solid logical argument is obviously a great way to persuade someone. Number 2 is pathos. Now, pathos is simply an appeal to emotion, and any sort of emotional connection that you can make in your audience is going to be really powerful, because human beings are emotional beings. And the third way of persuading people is something called ethos. Now, ethos is a little bit more complicated, but for the purposes of storytelling to sell, you can understand ethos by thinking of the phrase, "people like us do this," or even more specifically, "people like us buy this." Ethos is really all about us identifying ourselves in relationship to other people. People who think they're smart want to do what other smart people do. People who think they're thoughtful parents want to do what other thoughtful parents do. So if members of their group are doing this one thing, it must be the right thing to do. Make sense? Okay. So let's demonstrate how you can use all 3 of these techniques within stories. I will give you an example of something that I used years ago when I was a business coach for entrepreneurs. So I would often speak at events where there would be hundreds of solopreneurs and many of them potential clients. So here's what I did. I told story after story about clients of mine, entrepreneurs who all had a problem, who hired a business coach, and then had that business coach help them overcome their problem and reach their goals. So you can see the appeal to logic there. Now, I also used pathos. And again, pathos is an appeal to emotion. So when I told these stories, I talked about my clients as actual human beings. So I talked about their frustrations when things weren't going well, and their relief once their problems were solved. And then we come to ethos. Just by the nature of telling story after story about people like them, they began to realize that smart entrepreneurs hire business coaches. And if they wanted to be seen as smart, they should do the same. So those are the 3 powers of persuasion: logos, pathos, ethos. Use them in your stories and get more buy-in from your audience. And no, don't thank me, thank the ancient Greeks.